So, let us continue with nuclear and particle physics. So, we have been discussing the Gamow theory of alpha decay, and today we will be continuing with the equations for obtaining Gamow factor. So, we will just recall the square well potential and we will derive the Gamow's factor, and also we will derive an expression for decay constant, and finally we will be showing that the Gamow's theory is able to give theoretical explanation for the experimental Geiger-Nuttall law. So, the square well potential region 1, 2, 3 already we have discussed, and this alpha particle is penetrating, and psi 0 is the wave function inside the potential, and psi 0 is the wave function inside the potential, and psi 2 is the wave function outside the potential, and region 2 is the barrier region. So, with this background, let us continue with our derivation. So, we will be deriving Gamow factor. At R equal to R2, potential energy is equal to kinetic energy, and therefore, we can write V of R2 equal to E. See this part, this is R2. At R2 the potential energy, this is the kinetic energy and this is potential energy, both are equal. Therefore, we are just writing V of R2 equal to E, and we know that probability of decay constant is probability of decay per second. So, mathematically we put as lambda is equal to P by T, that is equation 1. And what does this T refer to? The T refers to time between two collisions. So, inside the nucleus, the heavy nucleus, for example uranium 238, this alpha particle is bombarding, going up and down inside the nucleus. So, what is the time between two collisions? That will be the distance travelled by velocity. This is the T. The distance travelled is 2 r naught by velocity is V alpha. So, why it is 2 r naught is the diameter. So, we will go back to this. So, this is the center of the nucleus and this is r naught is the radius. Therefore, this is radius and it will be bombarding from here to the side. Therefore, the total distance will be diameter. So, T equal to 2 r naught by V alpha. Now, what is the frequency of collision? Naturally, frequency will be 1 by the time taken. So, the frequency of collision is just inverse we are writing V alpha by 2 r naught. So, this is equation 1, this one T equal to 2 r naught by V alpha, we are just inverting it. So, we get frequency of collision, that is equation 2. Now, equation from 1 and 2, 1 is P by T. So, therefore, we are just writing NP. Instead of writing lambda is equal to P by T, we can write lambda equal to NP, because 1 by T is N, frequency of collision, that is equation 3. Now, we want our aim is to obtain expression for decay constant, and here N is known, N is physically known quantity, because the velocity of the alpha particle is known. How it is known? Because we know the kinetic energy with which it will emerge out. Therefore, kinetic energy equal to half m V alpha squared. So, from that we can find out the V alpha, and r naught is the radius of the daughter nucleus, that is also a physically known quantity. So, what is not known is this P, this is probability of decay. So, this probability P can be written as psi 2 squared by psi 0 squared. So, what does this psi 2 and psi 0 refer to? So, in this diagram, this psi 2 refers to wave function outside and this one wave function inside. So, quantum mechanically this refers to psi 2 squared refers to density, probability density outside, and psi 0 squared probability density inside. So, this squared by this squared will be the probability. So, we get this equation 4. Now, we will just proceed to find out psi 0 and psi 2, and once you put into P, I can get lambda. So, we will go to the next one. So, how do you get this probability? I have to use the Schrodinger equation, and from the Schrodinger equation we can find out the general solution psi. So, the Schrodinger equation for this will be d squared psi by dr squared plus 2 mu by h cross squared E minus phi into psi equal to 0. This is equation 5. What is psi? That is a wave function. R is the distance from the center of the nucleus. As the particle wave comes out, this is R measured from the center of the nucleus. Mu is reduced mass, E is the kinetic energy, and V is the potential energy. What is this mu? How do you get this mu? It is a reduced mass. So, as you already said, as the alpha particle comes out from the parent, the alpha particle comes out. When the alpha particle comes out, what remains will be daughter. So, the distance we have to calculate the center of mass for daughter and the alpha particle. So, that will be the reduced mass, to calculate the reduced mass. So, we have to 1 by mu, that is the reduced mass of the combination of what? Daughter and alpha. So, 1 by md plus 1 by m alpha. So, from that you can find out mu. So, the mu is also a known quantity now. So, we will proceed further to obtain expression for psi. Now, in region 1 V equal to minus V naught. In region 2 V equal to 2Z squared by R, which is greater than E. Region 3 V equal to 0. So, just we will have this in mind. We will go back to the diagram. Here this is in region 1, potential is minus because it is bound. The alpha particle is bound inside the nucleus with the energy minus V naught. So, minus V naught is the binding energy, and that is the energy within the nucleus when the alpha particle is within the nucleus, that is in region 1. And in region 2, so this is the potential form. So, this is the Coulomb potential. So, as the alpha particle comes out, there is Coulomb repulsion between the daughter and the alpha particle. So, the general Coulomb law will be Q1 Q2 by 4 pi epsilon 0 by R. Here what is Q1? Q1 is charge of the alpha particle, Q2 the charge of the daughter nucleus. So, I can write 2Z, and each one is having proton number, each proton is having charge E. So, I can write as 2Z E squared by 4 pi epsilon 0 R, that will be the potential in region 2. See, in this region 2. Once it come to region 3, it is 0 because it has come to, at this point it will become 0, here it is 0. Therefore, we go back to the equation for proceeding with the derivation. So, in region 1 minus V naught, region 2 2Z E squared by R, which is greater than E because of the barrier height. The energy of the alpha particle is E, but the barrier height is large. Therefore, we write as 2Z E squared by R, which is greater than E, and in region 3 V equal to 0. And this part alone, this why it is greater, we will go back to the diagram here. In region 2, see, the whole potential is greater than E. See, this is E, this part is E, and in this region 2 the potential is greater. That is what I write as everywhere it is greater than E. Now, what is the general solution of the Schrodinger equation? Psi is equal to A e power is by h cross. This is the general solution. In quantum mechanics class you would have studied. This is the general solution of the Schrodinger equation. And what we require is, we want to substitute in the Schrodinger equation. Say, this is the Schrodinger equation. Here we need to substitute for d squared psi by dr squared. So, we require double differentiation so that we can substitute here. So, the wave function psi is already we have written A e power is by h cross, and we want to get d squared second derivative. So, we have to differentiate the wave function psi, the second order, and then we have to substitute in equation 5. You just have it in mind, and that is what we are going to do now. This is the wave function psi, and now we are finding the first derivative. Dou psi by dou r equal to A e I by h cross e power, this is what we get. If you differentiate, you will be getting this one, and the second derivative we are taking dou squared psi by dou r squared. So, we get A, and here it is a second derivative. I am taking the two variables. So, we are just writing here this one A, just follow this, This one we are getting for the second derivative. Now in this equation, this is dou s by dou r squared. We will just go for this. Mathematics you can always follow, but I am just telling the physics part of it. This is the dou s by dou r. What is s? S is a variable as a function of r. Now here dou s by dou r is small quantity, so the second derivative will be still more smaller quantity, therefore that is neglected. So dou s by dou r is a small quantity, then if you go for a second derivative, that will be still more small quantity, and therefore we are neglecting, this part is neglected. So after neglecting, what I should do now, I have to just substitute this first part in equation, Schrodinger equation, and neglecting this part. That's what we will do in the next step. Using in phi, what is that phi? Phi is Schrodinger equation. So where we have, this is the first part, d squared psi by dr squared plus 2 mu by h cross squared e minus v into this is psi equal to 0. From the just Schrodinger equation phi, we have just substituted. This part we have got, and this part we are just substituting, psi we are substituting. That's what we have done now. Now here I can write, certain things will get cancelled, you just follow this, h cross will get cancelled, etc. You go through that. Dou s by dou r will be equal to 2 mu, because this one will go to the other side, 2 mu e minus v, this is what we get, 2 mu e minus v, this is dou s by dou r. And here you remember this part I squared, so you will get a negative sign, that is why you get this. It is only just mathematics, we are only rewriting, certain things will get cancelled and we are getting this. So this you can always follow. Now here dou s by dou r equal to 2 mu e minus v, that is what we get. Now what is dou s by dou r? That will be square root of this one, and when you are taking square root, it can have both plus and minus, plus and minus. Now aim is to find out the probability. So for that I need psi 2 squared and psi 0 squared. So we are moving towards that. So in the tunneling region, if you go back to the diagram, you will find that in the tunneling region it is R0 to R2, R0 to R2. So there we are just in the tunneling region writing as dou s. Dou s is written as S0 to S2 for the lower limit and upper limit, and here we R0 is written as, for the variable r, it is R0 to R2. R0 to R2 will be the lower variable and upper variable, R0 to R2, and IP, this is IP dou r, IP dou r. And why are we writing this I? Because the P, the momentum P is V minus E, but here we are getting E minus V. In the expression we are getting E minus V. See, this is where we are getting. If you take this, or this side you take, then we are integrating. When you integrate S, I am writing as S0 to S2. When you integrate that R, I am writing as R0 to R2. But here it is E minus V, and making in terms of momentum, which is V minus E. Therefore, we are getting one square root of minus. So we get one I value there. So we are getting I value for that reason, this part. So dou s by dou r is equal to integral IP dr dou r. Since why that I comes, we are giving explanation, since P equal to 2 mu V minus E. Therefore, this part I can write as S2 minus S0 is equal to IP dou r, IP dou r. This part I am just writing. Now from equation 6, what is that equation 6? I will just go back to the 6th equation. This is the general, psi equal to A e power is by h cross. Now we are just getting the two limits S0 and S2. So what I can write, for write as psi 0, you put as S0, you put psi 2, put as S2. That is what we need to do. So that is equation 6. Therefore we go back to this 8. From 6 I write as psi 0 equal to A e power I S0 by h cross, and as far as psi 2 is concerned, A e I S2 by h cross. That is what. Now we are just going towards the required result. What we require next? We require probability. Probability is nothing but psi 2 squared by psi 0 squared. So I have to take this squared by this squared. That's what we need to do. So we just go to the next equation. So using 4, this is the general expression for probability, P equal to psi 2 squared by psi 0 squared, and this probability is equal to, if you substitute the value, I will be getting 2i by h cross S2 minus S0. See this one. See this squared by this squared. So the a will get cancelled. I will be getting this quantity, this quantity. So the e power this minus this, a will get cancelled, and so psi 2 squared by psi 0 squared. You just see, I will be getting the next equation. This one will be getting S2 minus S0. Now, according to equation 8, S2 minus S0 is equal to IP dou R, equal to IP dou R. S2 minus S0 is IP dou R, and this expression S2 minus S0. So in this S2 minus S0, I have to just substitute IP dou R. So I will be getting this quantity, e power minus 2 R0 to R2 P by H cross dou R. So we get this. Now going further, this one minus 2 R0 to R2 1 by H cross. See what I got here. In the place of P, I have to substitute the P value. I have to substitute. P is equal to square root of 2 mu, we get that. So that part we will substitute here. So e power minus 2 1 by H cross, instead of P we are writing square root of 2 mu V minus E dr or dou R we write. So this is the momentum. We know it is momentum of the alpha particle can be expressed in terms of energy 2 mu V minus E. That you can always, you would have already studied. So we need not elaborate on that one. Momentum is this part. Momentum is this part. Now I will be getting e power minus 2g R0 to R2 2 mu. Instead of in this tunneling region, the potential is 2z squared by r. 2z squared by r. So I am just writing as 2z squared by r minus this is the kinetic energy, which is E. In the tunneling region, this is the potential. If you refer to the diagram, we know that at that part it is V 2z squared by r, Coulomb potential. 2 refers to the atomic number of alpha particle, Z refers to the atomic number of the daughter nucleus, and each one is carrying charge E. So 2z squared will be the potential by r. So here in the denominator for the potential in the MK system, we need to put 4 pi epsilon 0. So I will be getting 2z squared by 4 pi epsilon 0 r. But in the original work of Gamow, it was only in CGS. Therefore, we are just using the CGS unit corresponding to the original work. And finally, we will give a conversion, how that from CGS, how do you convert to MKS. So this is to maintain the original work. We are just doing this. So this P equal to e power minus 2g. What is this g? This integral, this whole integral factor is called g. That g is called Gamow factor. See, we go to the next one. See, this g is the Gamow factor. Gamow factor we write 2z squared by r. This one you get Gamow factor we write. This one it is taken out, so we get this. So the g is Gamow factor. Now what we need to go is we have to find out the expression for decay constant. Now see this part E, I have to write as 1 by this part E. I want to write in the terms of potential here. Now I will go to that. At R equal to R2, potential energy is equal to kinetic energy. Already in the diagram we have seen that at R equal to R2, potential energy equal to kinetic energy. What is the kinetic energy? That is E. And what is the potential energy? 2z squared by R2. 2z squared by R is the general potential. At R equal to R2, we write this one. Therefore, I will be getting G is equal to R0 to R2 2 mu by H cross squared. So this is the potential, and this is the potential at E, potential at the end point. So, where kinetic energy is equal to potential energy. If you refer to the diagram, we have been repeatedly telling that this part. Now, this constant can be taken outside. I will be writing 2 Z squared by mu by h cross squared. So, I will be getting 1 by r 1 by r2 square root. So, only the integral has to be solved, only this integral has to be solved. These are all constants which can be removed. So, we will go to the next part. So, at r is equal to r2, just again we are telling kinetic energy is equal to potential energy. This kinetic energy we have been writing as E, but you can expand that in terms of mass into velocity squared of reduced mass. Here, because we are talking about the reduced mass into V alpha squared equal to 2 Z squared by R2. Therefore, I will know what is that R2 value. So, R2 I have to just rewrite, I will be getting this R2. Why we are doing this? See, we need to know what is the upper limit. R0 to R2, we should know what is the upper limit. For that reason, we are just writing this part. So, we know the upper limit now, we know the lower limit, we can solve the integral. There are many ways of solving the integral. We are not elaborating the mathematical part. Solving the integral, we get g is equal to 4 pi z squared by h v alpha minus 8 pi e by r0 mu z. So, here all the quantities are known. 4 pi squared, z is the atomic number of the daughter, electronic charge E, h we know Planck's constant, this is velocity of alpha particle. So, we get all known quantities here. Now, what is the probability? So, probability is nothing but e power minus 2g, that is what we started. Therefore, this e power minus the whole thing, the gamma factor is put here, e power minus 2g is put there. Now, what more we require? We require the decay constant. So, we will go to the next one. From the definition of decay constant, probability per second or lambda equal to NP. So, we just substitute lambda equal to n into that, instead of p we are writing this part, we are writing. Now, because it is exponential, I am just taking natural logarithm on the, we are taking logarithm on both sides. So, log n lambda is equal to log n minus this quantity, and this is decay constant. Now, what is half life of the alpha particle emerging out? T half is equal to 0.693 by lambda. So, lambda is got from this, T half is got from this. So, we will be able to find out the theoretical half life using this Gamow theory. And here what you need to remember is this Z is atomic number of the daughter nucleus, not the parent, daughter nucleus, and R0 is the radius of the daughter nucleus. Here the half lives calculated from Gamow's theory, the theoretical half lives are in good agreement with the experimental values. Therefore, from equation 13, what we see from equation 13, what we find is this log n lambda, this is a constant, this is a constant, these are all constant. So, I will be getting 1 by V alpha is a variable, because for each nucleus the velocity is going to be different, the velocity of the emerging alpha particle is different. So, log n lambda is inversely proportional to 1 by V alpha with a negative sign. So, that is what we are writing here. See, from equation 13, log n lambda versus 1 by V alpha is a straight line with negative slope. And what does this represent? This represents the Geiger-Nettel law. Thus, we are able to get the Geiger-Nettel law, which was experimental law. We are able to get it from the Gamow's theory, and this very clearly establishes the validity of Gamow's theory. Now, here we have been telling that Gamow, he derived this in CGS unit. Therefore, to from the just original work, we are writing the potential in CGS unit. In CGS unit, the potential is V of r equal to 2 Z squared by r in the case of alpha. In MKS unit, you will be getting V of r equal to 2 Z squared by 4 pi epsilon 0 r. So, this 4 pi epsilon 0 has to be included. So, once you include in that equation, we will be able to get a decay constant in the MKS unit. The above derivation uses CGS unit. So, now we shall just summarize. So, we have just discussed alpha penetration, how the alpha particle penetrates using a square well potential, and we have also obtained expression for gamma factor, which gives the probability of tunneling, that is e power minus 2g. We have also derived expression for decay constant of alpha emission. So, that is the original gamma derivation. And also we have shown that Geiger-Nuttall law can be obtained using Gamow theory. So, the Geiger-Nuttall law was experimental law. Now, GN law gives theoretical explanation for that. Now, we will just pose a few questions for our understanding. So, derive an expression for frequency of collision of alpha cluster inside a square well potential. So, this already the starting equations we have got this, and we can even numerically calculate what will be the velocity, and we can obtain the expression for gamma factor, that is what you need to do is P equal to e power minus 2g, that we will derive, and give Gamow's theory of alpha decay and derive the expression for the decay constant. So, the final decay constant is there, and this theory, to summarize, I would like to say this theory is the first verification of quantum mechanical tunneling, and Gamow received Nobel Prize for this derivation. So, thank you.